And
We do-
our side tangents.
We do nothing that would require 18 plus. We are perfect little
War crimers.
Christian.
I mean,
No, that's the other. We
are
have yet
perfect
to commit
little
a
war crimes. Yeah, we haven't committed any war crimes yet.
in this campaign.
Uh-huh.
But the Geneva Convention might be a part of my character.
Like, it's something that he
character
found on the ground and he was like, oh, this looks interesting, I'm going to keep this. Not something that he's going to follow.
He
Oh,
won't
here's a
bomb
nice-
a hospital.
We've not committed
Here's
any
the-
war crimes, but we have already committed a crime, and the fact that we weren't even supposed to be going in here.
No, we got permission.
Well, sort of.
No, we just. It's still
She
against
gave-
the law. She just chose to not enforce it.
Is it against the law, though?
I can show you what's against the law, but then you'll be an asset.
Alrighty. So, last week.
Oh, wait, let me get my book. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So last week, we accepted a quest from Shanor to travel to the Valley of Silver. You found a way in because of Shanor's little tree friends. And met a masked dwarf in the mines while fighting him. Or I guess not while fighting him. You knocked his mask off, and you could tell that had a strong connection to his body. And before he could pick up his mask, he sank into the ground and disappeared. You are now carrying that mask. You traveled the rest of the way through those mines and popped out into the Valley of Silver.
Which you haven't put the thing in.
Oh yeah. Maybe you guys want to see what's going on. That would be cool.
I stole it from last week's, but yeah, it's not in the new one's not in there.
The new one's in there.
I don't know if the new one's different.
Well, it's flipped a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is the same beginning map that you ended on last time.
Yeah.
Just rotated 90 degrees clockwise.
Yep. I'm gonna make a world map soon, so it'll help you guys orient yourselves.
Nice.
Cool. So you guys popped out of the cave, did his sniff things, and started scrounging around in the trees for ingredients for all of his potions. In front of you, I guess it would be considered east, because I flipped the map, but in front of you, you see a long forest, and after about a mile or so, it gets foggy. You can't tell if it's normal fog or if it's that silver mist blocking the way, but you can't see much past about a mile. If you can see it all through those trees. The trees are pretty thick and very, like, compared to the other side of the mountain, these trees are very healthy and full of life. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Everybody?
Everybody that is paying attention.
I rolled it, but I wasn't
in
paying
regards
attention.
to the trees in nature, or that's what I would be focusing.
This has nothing to do with the trees.
Okay, then I'm not gonna roll.
I got a
7. I got a 7.
What was that, Eric?
Who's Eric?
What was that, Sniff?
I got a 17.
17. So you're jumping around in these trees, quickly picking up little odds and ends that you see around the ground and the barks on the trees and stuff. And as you're on the ground at one point, kind kind of digging in, you do feel a slight tremor in the ground.
Follow me, please. It is definitely not a trap.
Somewhere off in the distance, it feels like almost something's walking that's giant. But because of the mist off in the distance, you cannot see anything moving. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to check for change in air pressure or smells.
Air pressure, smells. Go ahead and roll me. I guess that would be perception as well. So after you feel this kind of tremor, go ahead and roll me one more perception check.
15.
Cool. So you're noticing that the mist, you can feel it. You can almost taste it in the air. The smell of the metal, this kind of sweet taste of metal in the air. You don't feel any like weird pressures or changes. Everything seems still and almost dewy.
Like that feeling you get when you sleep outside overnight.
Yes.
Ugh.
Is there
I can't.
any wildlife in the area?
There is. There's lots of wildlife in the area.
Okay. So, I'll get you go back to Fizz. What he was doing.
So you said that the silver fog goes above, right? It's above us.
Yes, it
kinda
looks
a
like
cloud cover.
Yeah, right now it looks like cloud cover.
Can I see like any um signs of like weather storms that happen underneath the cloud cover? Like, or does it seem like the clouds or the silver lining block out any
It would look like the silver cloud would block out not the rain or the weather itself, but any visual, like you can't see clouds past it where the clouds would be.
but if there was a lightning storm above, we would see it underneath.
You could probably see it. It might even come through the silver mist.
Okay.
I mean, if it rains in this area, it would probably come through. This place is very fruitful, so there's water coming from somewhere, even though you're kind of on a mountainside at this point.
Okay. Just making sure I got connection to my
Yes,
god still.
I'm not gonna nerf you unless it's specifically partial to the story.
That's all I. We do see these old rundown tracks, right? That lead.
Yeah, you can see them. They look really old. Like, not used in probably tens of decades. Tens of years.
The sunlight passes through the silver cloud, so we can kind of tell what type of day it is.
Yeah, the sunlight passes through. It does tinge the air with a little bit of that green look that you see in mirrors sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it shines through. It's hard to get a good look at the sun, but you can tell where it is.
You just get a glare.
Yeah.
Well, so we continue on, or would you like to rest up for a bit here?
I think you were the only one that got hurt in our little scuff.
Yeah, I'm all good to continue.
No.
I don't know about spell slots, but
We are
Those
level
come
2
back.
now. Level
yeah,
3.
No, we will.
you're level 2. You didn't level up. You'll maybe
I thought
level
we
up.
leveled up in the.
Nope.
No.
We started at level
I-
2, and you guys complained that I said no.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
David
I-
complained.
I made a joke. I
made
knew we
little
were
more.
going to level up after that, but yeah.
Cool. So you travel on. Oh, and just to know,
After I want to do a short rest first.
okay, so you can do a quick short rest as you come out. Wait an hour at this little shack.
Am I not supposed to move the pawns, Joe?
You can move anywhere you want. It won't
Okay.
unlock anything until I want it to.
Mhm.
Okay.
So your character move it where your character would go.
And since we're not like in initiative, we're not in a fight, you can just move. And if you go somewhere I don't want you, or somewhere that might do something, I'll let you know.
All right. Yeah, just a short rest. I don't think I get anything else. I don't get anything besides my
Cool. My one thing is we're gonna end at like 10:30 instead of
Okay.
11:30, so it's gonna be a 2-hour session rather than a 3-hour session.
It's all good. But yeah, so after the short rest, I'll take point and head out along the
I'll be
path.
closely behind.
Cool. So you travel
The
along
sniff,
this.
not like with us, just along the sides of the path.
Who are you
just
talking to?
Sniff.
Oh. Yeah. Constantly looking for new things.
Mhm.
Cool. Well, I will open up the next map. So you guys travel for about an hour into this forest. The trail of the cart slowly fades and gets lighter and lighter. Until you start reaching this more open area and a shack. I'm going to need you to roll another perception check.
Oh, that one's much better.
15.
24.
This one would be at advantage for you, Shinor.
Oh,
Even though
well,
that's
I got
a
21
really
base.
good roll.
Sorry,
Yeah.
21.
Cool. You start hearing things in the woods. Trolk, with that really high roll, it's possible that these things have been with you for the past like 15 minutes.
Like skirting the outside,
They've been like deeper into the forest on both sides,
but following us.
but definitely following you. And just now you noticed, like you kind of put two and two together that something's out there.
Can I do a nature check to see if it's like, if I can tell if it's like bipedal or quadpedal?
Yeah.
It's like more humanoid or bestial.
Anthropomorph. It's
I have heard any voices with my, since I have speak with animal.
19.
so that you can tell they're quadrupeds. And Shinor, these things aren't speaking.
Okay.
Is that something that you usually would hear? Like if it was just animals in the area, would you hear them speaking?
So if they were communicating with each other, it's something that I would hear. But if they were just going off of instincts and like they just like a pack of wolves, like they won't necessarily communicate with each other while they're hunting, stalking their prey, because they would just know that they're planned for that. But if they were actively communicating with each other about it stuff, then I would hear it.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't hear. I mean, you're hearing birds and stuff talk to each other this entire time, and little animals and stuff. But these creatures you have not heard. They're actively trying to mask their sounds.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do about that?
They're coming from both sides, you said, right?
Both sides, yes.
Can I take a quick peek inside this shack here? See if there's anything in there.
Yeah.
Anyone or anything in?
Yeah, do a quick investigation.
11.
11. In this shack, you see more mining equipment, a couple pickaxes, and shovels and stuff. But it's really old. Like this looks like it was like almost a base camp for that mine. It's tucked into the trees pretty well, trying a little bit hidden. But it's so old and stuff. That doesn't look like things have been here for a while.
It's clear in here. Should we get in here so we have a defensible position?
Yes. 4 walls is good.
So
You guys are gonna get in there. There is no roof on this place.
that's how tall is it?
There's no roof.
There's no roof in this one.
Jesus.
Yeah,
we need
we'll get
it.
inside.
This is like a really old shed out in the middle of the forest.
Hey, 4 walls is a more defensible position
There
than
is,
out in the open.
but there are 4 walls that are a good 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall.
Can I roll for a more in-depth investigation?
Yeah,
of
if you
the
want.
cabin?
Yeah, if you want to look too, you can roll.
So I am going to be staying outside.
I got a 10.
Yeah, digging around in there, it seems about the same. Just old crates with mining tools. Nothing really of interest.
I will pocket one of the pickaxes.
Cool. You can add an old pickaxe to your inventory. At this point, Shinor, you're the only one outside. I mean, the other people can see the sky because there's no roof. But Shinor needs to do a perception check.
Well,
I'm going to say at this point, you still don't see anything, but you do feel a slight tremor in the ground, and the trees almost seem to tense up a little bit.
okay.
Is it daylight right now?
Yeah. It's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I'm gonna step outside and test something out.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for Draconic Cry.
I don't even know if you have to roll for that.
Then I'll use Draconic Cry.
Okay.
But make it sound like I'm in danger.
So I was reading up on Draconic Cry, and another version of it is, oh, what is it called? It does the exact same thing, but you scream in like helplessness, and because you're
Perfect. That's
you're a smaller creature, you act like you're super scared and little and going to get hurt, and it has the
like a
same
little.
effect. It still gives everyone advantage to the monsters within 10 feet of you.
Perfect.
I thought it was funny to. Cool. Well, that is actually a good thing. You scream out, almost in fear and pain, like something's attacking you, even though nothing is. And 2 wolves are gonna pop out of those woods.
I'm gonna use talk to mammal as my proficiency in language.
Okay. And Shinora's already talking with animals too. So what do you got? What do you got to say to these guys that jumped out?
Why are
Now,
you
no,
following us?
there's no need for this. We don't mean you guys any harm. We're just passing through.
This one kind of doesn't pounce towards you, but stamps its feet on the ground. Says, "Run." And you can almost see like a grin on its lips, on its jowls, as it's
What type of
baring its teeth.
in fear or anger? Territory.
Roll an insight check. That's another one of those checks. You can see insight.
Oh, it'll be wisdom. So +2. I got an 18.
An
Or
18.
20.
You can sense almost 2 things coming from this. A sense that they want to chase, and they want you to move.
So instinct and pursuit. Goodness, now I'm kind of worried about it.
It's not anger or malevolence, though.
It's not anger or malevolence.
So I'm going to be still facing. Was it the one over here that said run?
No, the one behind, the one over here.
Okay.
So I would have heard
Did the
him
other one say anything, or was it just the other one?
The other
growling,
one's
right?
the other one's growling at you, but making kind of the same body movements as it's stamping the ground.
Mhm.
I'm gonna step out and see what's going on.
Okay, I need you all to roll perception.
Nor, do you have what's in your slots right now?
Sorry, say that again. It cut off for the first half of it for me.
All right, what's your spell slots right now?
I have 2 first level spell slots.
What are they?
What do you mean? What are they?
What
spell?
spells?
He can have more than just the 2 spells. He can just only cast 2 level 1 spells.
So I've got Entangle, Create or Destroy Water, Speak with Animals, Long Strider, and Fairy Fire.
What was the last one?
Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire. All right. I'm good, thank you.
You said perception, right?
Yeah, another perception check.
I got an 8.
You're
Me
focused
too.
on these wolves, and so is Shinor. What about perception for you, Sniff?
11.
11?
Yes.
Cool. At this point, at the mile mark where that mist blocks further view, you see something giant come into view. You can't tell what it is, but there's something big moving in the mist and moving towards you.
My goodness.
But
Oh.
Shinoar and Trolk, you don't see anything. You still feel a little bit of that tremble every once in a while, but nothing.
We still don't know the cause.
You're focusing on those two wolves.
Yeah.
So
So while he sees that, so I'm like, now, there's no need for that. I'm sure we can work something out. Back to the wolves.
can I'm just assuming I'm hearing him like growl and bark at them.
Yeah.
Having had to fight some wolves like this in the pits, can I try and do an animal handling to try and get them?
Mm-hmm.
What would you like them to
I don't
do?
know.
And then can I do a persuasion check on my
Trying to intimidate them into
influence?
like listening to me, like, yeah, trying to just get them to like almost sit and stop.
Intimidate.
Yeah, intimidate, animal handling, just kind of like show I'm in charge.
Yeah, you can try.
So you're trying to intimidate, and I'm trying to be friendly. Good cop, bad cop.
Well, I mean, he's just trying to show
23.
23.
I like alpha doesn't really exist, but kind of
Yeah,
that type
but trying to
of.
like show that you're more in charge of the situation than they are.
Yes, yeah.
And can I do my persuasion roll?
Yeah.
So I got that. Okay. So my speech of beast and leaf that I got from being a furball gives me advantage on all charisma checks to influence them. So for all any plants or animals.
Okay.
So I got 214, and then my
214.
persuasion is that is going to be 16.
All right. Yeah. With that, the both of them kind of look a little ashamed, like they didn't know they were doing wrong. And the one in front of you guys, or the one to the left, sits down. The other one's still up but confused looking. And from the woods, a few more wolves pop out.
Oh my
And
goodness.
all of you hear a muffled female voice from the trees. Get them to run. And these three are going to start running at you. Not the ones that you intimidated, but those three are going to run at you and start biting at you. They're not trying to actually make...
So they're not actually
perch.
biting, just biting at us.
They're trying to get you to move.
Mhm.
And they start nipping at your heels and barking.
Can I do another animal handling to get them to stop?
Yeah.
I'm going to run.
So, so from what hearing them, are we able to like see where they are, or decipher roughly where they are?
Somewhere in these trees is where the voice came from.
Okay, which side?
25.
This side or this side?
The left side.
Over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
25 on my animal handling.
Yeah, they step back a little bit, but they're still pretty... I rolled for their leader, too.
I'm going to call out, we're not going to run. Show yourself.
Well, Sniff, are you running?
Sniff is running to the mountain. Do I need a roll for movement or something?
You can just move which way you want to go, but go like... Can you move like this? Sorry. Yeah, you can use your pad. So you're heading this south, or I guess down on the map. When that happens, this one and this one are going to take chase.
So this one here, not draw, was definitely within 15 feet of me.
Oh, definitely was.
So when he goes, I'm gonna take my glaive and try and like just not just like hit him on the head and get him to stop, and like trying to get him to not chase. Kind of like a reprimand attack, not really trying to like hurt him that much, just get him to.
Yeah, it'll be just lowest damage.
So
So I am going to cast Fairy Fire
19.
over in the woods to try to reveal the person that's instructing these wolves.
Okay.
So it's a 20-foot cube up to 60 feet away from me. So that's gonna be, so I already measured out the distance from me, so I had to make sure that it's in range, which it is. So I say there's the upright, so then so about that roughly.
With that, it does not light up anything. That will make purchase. So what would be low damage? So like a 1's on the dice roll.
Yeah, so a 1, and then my strength is a 3, so it'd be 4 damage. And with it, like a bop on the nose and a no, stay.
Okay, he will stay, but he's gonna make chase, and Sniff and him are gonna go running.
Yeah, he's too far
but
away. I couldn't do anything about that.
But Sniff
Okay, I got a plan.
did see something that you haven't seen, and at this point, you do feel the tremor coming from, oh come on, south. Not it's far away. It's still like a mile away. But as you look up, you see a giant in the distance.
Did we have any clue that there were giants in here beforehand?
This isn't like a giant. It's just a giant figure.
Okay.
What it looks like from this distance, what it looks like is some kind of glowing creature wearing silver armor. But 50, 60 feet tall and striding towards you guys. You can't see exactly what's underneath the armor, but it's just a giant figure coming at you. And again, you hear the wolves say, "Run."
Oh my goodness, I see it right there. I zoomed out.
Oh yeah, if you zoom out, you can see it.
Is the wolf running after Sniff like hurting, or more like
Oh, the one you hit is stopped.
But the other one, does it look like it's trying to attack, or is it more like
its tail is up and it is having a good time.
So it's more of like a herding
Yes,
action than
it's chasing, it's not attacking.
Is this an instinct chase to be an aggressive ending, or is this just like they're doing what I say, I'm excited?
It seems like it's excited. None of them have tried to like attack you guys at all.
All right, perfect.
I'm gonna
I was about to drop some broken glass.
with my fairy fire that I cast, so it still would like light up any like twigs and stuff on the floor. So those would be glowing. So I'll go green because druid.
Yeah.
So with the light that casts, so that's it. So basically, everything that does end up glowing up shines a light in a 10-foot radius from it. Am I able to see the person? Would they be lit up from my light?
They wouldn't
Or
have been lit up.
okay.
They're doing a very good job at staying out of your view.
Okay.
I think it might be a good idea if we run. And
That's what I was.
I'm gonna start.
And because you were kind of there, the one that was like telling them what to do, there you can see like almost excitement in all of the wolves' eyes as they almost push past Shinor, and the two that you didn't hit start chasing you. And this one is going to.
So are we out of what is it? If we're not attacking,
You're not in
are we
initiative.
still in?
Yeah, we're not in initiative right
So
now.
just at this point, just imagine that these are big wolves that are hurting you guys somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna run to that hill and I'm gonna do an investigation, insight for smell, for a more in-depth smell.
Cool. Yeah. Roll investigation. Are you looking for anything specific or just changes?
I'm not looking for anything specific. I'm looking for hostility or just like a bad feeling, like animal instinct.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Roll
of
it in.
of our.
Roll. I guess that would be more of like an insight check again.
So I was right. Wisdom.
Yep.
I got an 11.
Um. The wolves just seem like they want to take you somewhere almost.
All right. I will proceed with the wolves.
Oh, and at this point, the giant has made much progress. It only takes a few steps for it to move very far because of how big it is.
I would have. So I'm doing like a slow jog instead of a run. So I would come around instead of through those wolves.
And those wolves do well. Though they're this one's more like right here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tiny.
Oh, I turned my volume off so I couldn't hear it.
So now you guys have wolves following you. The problem is the one other person in your group stayed inside the hut and kind of didn't know what was going on. And you guys left without saying you said anything.
I mean, I did say I announced that I think we should run.
Yeah, I know. But because they're
Why
not
don't you mind-
here, they didn't know. And you do see the giant walk up to the cabin as you guys are running and reach down and pick up Beldana
That bitch is dead.
and then turn towards you and start coming after you guys again.
Is Beldana currently alive in
Oh,
the
yeah.
palm of this giant?
Yeah.
So I didn't sense any hostility for my recent insight check.
No hostility. Do a quick perception check.
Sniff?
Now that the whoever's looking at the giant.
No, I'm definitely
I
looking at
am.
the giant.
Yeah,
I'm on the
I don't think any of us wouldn't be looking at the giant.
Yeah, it's
10. I was
19.
looking more of its big toe.
Mine,
what was
mine
that?
would be an 11.
What was that sniff?
19.
19. Looking at this giant, you can tell there's nothing living about this thing. It doesn't smell any different. It doesn't. This is an automaton of some sort. It's moving by mechanical means, and it's not alive in its own right. Something's controlling this thing. So you can't really tell if it has any anger or
Thoughts
anything.
or feelings.
Yeah, thoughts or feelings, because it's just doing what it's told. It picked up Beldana and it started walking towards you guys. At this point, you do see a figure pop out of the woods right here. And it's like, you guys need to go. Jump on the wolves. They will take you. And she jumps on a wolf herself. You can't see anything about this person. They're wearing a mask. Kind of familiar-esque mask. They jump on the wolf. And they start going down. Follow me.
What are we doing about Beldana?
Are you asking her?
I don't know who to ask because the person's not here.
There's not much we can do at the moment, but maybe we can get her back later.
Yeah.
And is the one that I no, that's the one I bumped, huh?
No, you're
Damn
the one that you bumped ran to her.
Is one of these wolves one that has already listened to me?
Yes, the wolves that are actually chasing you are the ones that
No.
you rolled
You
really well
intimidated.
for.
Can I do a quick perception check to figure out which one's the goodest boy?
Sure. Roll perception. I guess that's more insight as well.
Insight? Okay.
Yeah.
17.
The one on the left definitely looks like his tongue is lagging out a little bit more than the other, and he loves chasing you.
Right, he's the one I'm gonna jump on real quick.
And these are very big wolves, so don't worry about them being too small for you guys
Squished.
to ride. They
Okay.
This is what they live for.
So I'm gonna whistle at the one chasing me and like pat my leg, like, "Come on, boy."
And not the first time I've ridden a wolf. It's very common for
Cool.
me. Right, yeah.
So you guys take off. These wolves. At this point, you can just see, like, they were trying to intimidate you to get you to run at first, but they are good. They are just good boys. And
We love good boys around here.
and
Treats in my pocket.
after they realized that you guys were kind of friendly, they got excited, and you jumped on their back, and they took off with their owner. And you guys at first followed a little bit of a trail that was open, and then they just dipped into the woods super quick. And the woods kept getting deeper and deeper and darker and darker. And you run for about maybe 3 hours.
How long before the giant stops chasing us?
The giant, after you guys are going very fast. These guys are strong, quick boys, and it was only about 30 minutes by the time you couldn't see the giant anymore.
Okay.
But they kept going through the woods, and it was hard to follow their directions. But we're gonna skip the next map because that was supposed to be a chase map. We'll go back to it in a minute. I'm just gonna delete everybody really quick.
How rude.
This Thanos snaps us.
Thanos snapping everybody.
didn't know the dungeon master was a god.
That's all the dungeon master is.
That's all the dungeon master is a god.
Okay, so can you guys see the fog of war if you zoom out? The little L-shaped fog of war?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
Go down to the bottom corner of it. Zoom in there,
the
and then
bottom
So
yeah, all the way,
or the
all the way
bottom
to the bottom, on
the
the
part that makes
left,
it an L, not an I.
on the left side.
Or,
And I will unlock that. Square unlock.
okay.
And then we will pull the characters out.
You've been busy, Joe.
There's so many times where I'm like, oh, I better stream making these maps, and I'm like, no, I can't.
You could just tell me to stay off.
It's still a miracle that I've never accidentally hopped into one of them. So for our normal campaign, or
I thought you
other
could block
not campaign.
watch your lives, and then you can unblock me later.
I'm not gonna block you.
Oh, I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying it could be beneficial.
Cool. Well,
Catch you $1.
so after hours on the run, going in and out of forests and stuff, the lady jumps off her wolf, and you end up at a little cabin in the woods. She's like, come in. We need to talk.
Can I talk with my party members real quick?
Yeah. She'll just be waiting inside for you guys. The wolves head off into the forest again.
Before they do, I give them scritches.
Of course.
Yeah, all the scritches.
Who's going to romance this NPC?
Is that what Sniff is saying word for word? Is Sniff word for word saying who is going to romance this NPC?
She's definitely one of these types by the ways her breastplates looks.
I will leave that up to you guys.
Well, Shinor probably canonically is trisexual, so
That is just disturbing in so many ways.
That's why he's not like saying hello to all the trees. He's saying hello to all the trees.
hello. Like, aren't you a tall glass of water?
I see you touching these trees. That's awful.
Yeah, I've been touching them too.
Yeah, the saplings.
Making them a little excited too with all the little saplings.
Caressing the saplings.
I don't know
Like,
if I want. I don't know if I want to
can
be
make
on
your
this.
saplings sprout, baby.
I don't know if I want to be on this quest anymore.
I can't romance because I'm part of the clan. I can't move out of that. Well, can we trust this nameless figure?
That's what we
after
still need to figure out. So
Her methods might be crude, but she did attempt to save us.
What are we
So,
gonna do
we're
about
just too stubborn.
now? We have no idea where she's at.
I do not think it'll be that hard to track down a giant, and perhaps our new acquaintance may be able to help us.
But we don't know what direction she's at. The fog is too thick.
Yes, but she may know a general area where this monstrosity resides. There is definitely nothing we can do now, but hope that she will aid us in finding her.
Let's move on. We can
We
move on
will.
without her. She can take care of herself if need be.
Indeed. She's in the hands of the gods now. And I will go in to speak with this person.
So as you walk in, you see her walking around. She runs into here and comes out with some meats and puts it out on the table. Sausages, a loaf of bread. Roll me a quick perception check.
Do all the wolves stay outside?
All the wolves, yeah, they disappeared into the woods.
Okay.
14.
Wait, my finger's stuck in the dice box.
So, sorry,
I
what
got
are we rolling? I
Just a
didn't catch that.
perception as you're watching her kind of set a table of food for you guys.
15.
I
So
am way too trusting.
what was that, Trolk? What was yours?
14.
Okay. So Trolk and Shinor don't notice much as she's putting the food out. Smells great. I mean, it's like cured meats and bread. Looks good. Looks clean. Everything. Sniff, on the other hand, smells beyond. The food smells great. The food smells fine. But she doesn't smell alive there. She is still wearing her mask that's blocking her face, and she has a full set of nice dark ranger armor that she is wearing. That blocks most of her skin, but Sniff can't smell her. She just smells like wolf and armor.
I don't smell decay from a dead body.
No decay from a dead body or anything. Just it smells like nothing. You don't smell a person there. You just smell the clothing and the remnants of wolf fur on her. She's like, "Is it true? Right? Are you guys alive?" She
Taken
like,
by that statement, you are not.
"Alright. So you just got here."
Earlier today, yes.
Interesting. No. To answer your question. She pulls off one of her gloves, and it has that same eerie green glow as that dwarf that you fought earlier today. She's like, "No, I am not. But I cannot leave, so I am here." We haven't seen many living people here in a long time. There's a few, but they stick to the old library. They don't stay. They don't come out.
Is
I
there a
ask
reason?
how long we are safe here?
You're safe here for as long as you want to be. Your friend, on the other hand, I mean, she's safe, but you'll still want to help her. She might get hungry after a few days.
So, what is going on here? You are not the first undead we have seen. But, as you might have guessed, there's not a lot of information about what's going on ever since that
Oh,
cloud came.
yes.
What is the reason behind the mist?
The Loanins. They are the reason for the mist.
Isn't that the name of the people that ran the?
That they are the original inhabitants of this land. The ones who produce all the magic and the silver. The
Can
the
you
one
elaborate?
the
Undead?
the one thing that they didn't have was patience.
What did they do?
They were always searching for more knowledge, and they would send their denissaries to different parts of the land to collect knowledge from other peoples and bring it back here. It was never enough. They decided to start challenging gods for their power, and they did a very good
That
job.
that never ends well.
Oh, it never ends well. So the gods usually left them alone because the Loanins did have much power. They could never defeat a god, but the gods had a hard time doing anything here. And so, instead of going after gods, they went after the lower ones, the creatures in the abyss.
That's even worse than going after the gods.
Yes, and I don't know the finer details of what happened after that. Just one day, this cloud came over, and it originally it filled the entire valley. Only the past 30 years did it raise up to the top, and everyone was released from it. We all came out looking like this, and we all had these masks. If we lose the
Can I do?
mask, we go to the abyss itself.
Can I do a religion check to see if I can? I don't know if any of the demons, devils, if it sounds
Deities?
like some. If I can recognize who might have done something like this.
Yeah. Yes, you can definitely roll a religion check for that.
Oh, 18.
18. You never heard of the Loanins challenging gods or challenging devils before.
Mm-hmm.
It's something new. But they were a very secretive society. Um, and people didn't really pay much mind to them as long as the silver and the magic was flowing.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know which one they would actually go for. But if they pissed off any of the more powerful creatures, devils
Mm-hmm.
or demons,
Is there any way? Could I tell if this is more like a demonic curse or a devilish curse, just from I don't know the way it's set up?
yeah. Uh,
See if it's more if we're dealing with a demon or a devil, even if I can't figure out which one. But
would you be asking about it, or because this doesn't really fit any devil's workmanship? This is weird. I mean,
okay,
like the whole thing says, no one knows why or how this happened on the outside,
yeah.
and it's been weird for everybody.
I was just wondering if I was able, um, just my new religious study, if it sounded more devilish or demonish, just the type of curse that would take a whole But
It would probably be more demon, more
okay.
um, devils are more personal.
Okay.
Demons are more destructive.
All right.
I asked the undead what she knew about the colossi. Colossal.
Oh yes, the Sentinel. The city, not too far from here. It's where I was going to send you after I asked for your help. Is protected by 5 sentinels. 4 of them have been rotted and weathered over the past few decades. No one takes care of them. No one thought anything of them. But this morning, the 5th one awoke and started heading in your direction. There's no one that controls them anymore, but they are set to do a specific task. I don't know what that is. You'll have to talk to the librarian about that.
Is the librarian a what's the name of the people that were here before? I keep forgetting.
The lore Loannans.
Yeah. Is he a Luan?
The what?
Loannans. The librarian. The librarian is not a Loannan.
Luan?
The librarian was stuck here at the time of the crisis, as well as me and a few others. There are 10 of us. Well,
Is that including a dwarf?
yes, one of them was a dwarf. I haven't seen him in ages.
I'll pull out the mask I have from him.
Oh. He was a fool.
He attacked us in the mine we came through.
Yes, he when he was living, he tried to find that silver vein that the Loannans had been working. Despite being kicked out of the valley many times, he still came back and dug for it in many different places. It is sad to see that he is gone, but I know he was a little manic in his endeavors. So, hopefully, he is at peace now.
And Sniff asked the undead woman what her role is.
I am a
What
hunter.
is
I know the valley very well. I don't have any role in what happened here. I want to help fix it as much as anyone in this valley. So there's 9 people with masks now since you have dealt with the dwarf. They are the only people here that aren't crazy, except for I guess the dwarf. But he was crazy before he died. They are the ones that will help you the most. Anyone else that you find around here, you should consider an enemy.
Even the
Many
librarian?
people have tried to come down here since the crisis, and their flesh was torn from their spirit, and their spirit was driven crazy. Those are the ones you got to watch out for.
So I take it the librarian is like you then.
Yes. I guess you could call us the masked ones.
Can we ask you your name, undead woman?
Oh, my name is Cyrus. And what is your guys' names? I'm sorry. I haven't seen a living person in a while, and my manners aren't what they used to be.
My name is Sniff.
That seems very fitting for you.
Trolk.
A man of the cloth. I admire that. And you, fair druid?
We lose Cepheus? Or Shinor?
He's muted.
I have no idea how long I've been muted.
Why aren't they answering my
Listen.
questions?
Yeah, like you were quiet for a while, but I thought you were just like letting us go.
And I am Shinor.
It is a pleasure to meet all of you.
Can we ask if she'll be aiding us in our adventure henceforth?
I will be. I hope so. Again, the first living intelligent creatures that I have seen in a while. And your friend. She will be put in prison, unfortunately. And that prison has a key that might be hard for us to obtain. I cannot obtain it myself. None of the masked ones could. There's limitations that are put upon us. I think from whatever caused this, to make sure that it stays this way.
Is the mask to protect you from the mist?
I don't know. The mask keeps us sane, keeps us alive, in a way.
Then what will happen to us if we don't have a mask?
Have you felt any bad effects since you've been here?
I can't
I
tell.
I have never met anyone who has been living that. I mean, I assume you didn't come through the mist, because the mist is what has killed people in the past.
No, we came through a hole in the mine. But that is now closed.
I can't say that nothing will happen to you. You do have a mask. The dwarfs. I don't know if that'll protect you in any way. Again, I am not the smartest one we have here. That will be the librarian.
Can Sniff ask Cyrus to use the kitchen?
No, you can. I have a meat closet. I don't really have a kitchen. But
Do you have any place where you store your herbs?
Yes, in the meat closet. It's right over here, and points to the door over here. There's some spices in there that I use to cure my meats.
Are you still required to eat?
Would it be fine if she was part with some of these herbs?
Oh, please.
For the party?
Please take as much as you want. All I have is time on my hands. I don't eat, but it's I don't eat, but this was my life and this is my death. I am a hunter. Most of it goes to my wolves, but it's still good to keep up in practice. Well, it comes to that point where I need your help. The whole reason that I came to this valley in the first place was to hunt the elusive dark stag. I saw it one time when I was living, and I can sense it all the time now. But something protects it from me, which I am guessing is the mask.
So you would like us to kill it for you, or?
Yes. It is called the Dark Stag, for it is part of this curse. And it holds the key to your friend's release. I cannot help you to kill it, for it is incorporeal to me only, or to, I guess, the masked ones.
So we
I'd
need
be
to
willing
kill
to
it in
help if there
order.
is a reward at the end of this.
Your friend's life is not reward enough?
What does her life have to do with the stag in the prison?
The heart of the stag is the key to the prison.
Oh my god, if you said that, I wasn't paying attention.
He did.
You were in the
But
kitchen.
it's also just like Sniff to not be paying attention.
It wasn't explicitly said. It was kind of hinted at.
Yeah.
Sniff said that with great confidence, unaware and oblivious to anything you previously said, but answered inquisitively with his own answer.
And also, I do have a stash of silver that I have no use for. That will
And
be yours.
Can Sniff persuade for another personal reward?
How does he persuade? Like, well, what do you say?
Uh, I have no use for gold, but would I be willing to part with a dog? My little body can't move as fast as my comrades. It would benefit me in this fight well dearly.
Well, I can't say it'll be specifically yours. That may be an option. Roll a quick persuasion check. I did that backwards. Let's see how well you. Yeah, D20, and it should be right next to perception.
Should be your charisma.
That's lame. Even better.
Here, roll a d4 with it too. I'll give you guidance to help you out on
What's a
this.
D?
It's
Can you tell me what a D?
the pyramid looking one. On the yeah, that one. Ooh.
So add 4 to whatever it was.
So
7.
unfortunately, the wolves are not mine. I will speak on your behalf for them. And if one of them wants to join this journey of yours, which may be a possibility, they are loyal. I will help persuade them to do so. So, would you like to do this quest for me?
Well, we need to retrieve our friend, and it seems like this is the only way.
We're not left with much of an option, are we?
At this point, no. That's the only thing we can do. But I will need time to craft a few potions before we go.
Of course, my house is your house. Feel comfortable here. Even though I don't need the heat or need the meat, I try and keep it a nice home.
All right. Well, Sniff unclenches his hand, and a bunch of dog fur falls out. And he also pockets that into his inventory.
He's just been gripping it the entire time.
It was a very rough 3 hours on that dog. I didn't let go.
The next time they see that wolf, they've got a little bald patch.
Sorry, that's funny.
Okay, that if you get a wolf, his name is Patches.
Would you like me to skill check for potion combinations?
Yeah, so use your roll with your herbalism. So that'd be you're proficient in it, so add your proficiency bonus, and I think what wisdom on that.
Proficiency would be
+2.
Mm-hmm.
+2, and it would be wisdom, correct?
Yep. So a d20, and then add those to it.
And add a d4 to it, too.
And your guidance too. Oh, I saw that.
That was...
All right, Joe, what was it?
It was a
I thought they would
1.
roll together.
Oh, if you click it or open it up and click both of them before you roll, it'll put both of them down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you click as many dice as you want at one time. I mean, officially, I'll take this second roll, but I did see that quick first roll. It was a 1 and a 1.
Oh goodness, I'm glad I took this.
So I'll give you the second one because you're taking time to do it. We'll do it with advantage.
All right. So for this one, it's just going to be some stale leaves and some green mushrooms that I picked off the druid, and I'm gonna make a potion of invisibility.
Cool.
And then I got 2 more potions.
So with that, we are going to take from your silver supply. It uses that silver to add magic to those items that you put in there. So what do you have? You had the... How much silver do you have? You had the 20, right?
Yes. Because I took Jeff's.
Well, I thought you gave 10 to everyone, but you kept...
It was 5 to everyone and 10 to him.
Oh, okay. So you have
I'm looking
50.
at that 5.
10 to me, so I can use half of that for melting. Or melding, in a sense.
Hold on. Okay, so this one's not going to be as potent because you don't have enough money to put into it. The magic... How much money do you want to put into it?
What's the magic value per potion?
So for you to make
And how
a full
silver?
invisibility potion, which would last an hour until you get touched or whatever. It would cost
Up to an
hour. It would cost 50. But making this one, it would last pretty much about a minute per silver you put into it.
I'm gonna put 2 silver into it.
Okay, so you got a potion of 2 minutes of invisibility.
All right, do I tell you the next ones?
Yeah, tell me both of them, and then we'll roll for them too.
The next one's going to be a potion of deep sleep.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that.
Do I still have Trolk's guidance?
Yeah, you still have
I'll
guidance.
cast on you.
he can
I'll
cast that as
on
many
you
times
again.
as he wants. So. So that one wasn't an amazing roll.
What is the quality of the potion? Would it backfire or would it just go flat?
1 second. With that roll, it puffs a little bit, and you feel a little bit drowsy as you sniff it, but it does fail in making a true potion. And you will lose 2 silver. And what was your last one?
Gaseous form.
Okay, 1 sec. Okay, go ahead and roll. Cool.
That's a max roll.
Max roll. So this one will actually last for double the amount of silver you put into it.
What do you mean?
So this one also is an hour, I believe. Let me go back to my potion thing. Yeah.
And if I add more gold, it doubles it?
For every 1 gold you put into this one, it'll last for 2 minutes.
Oh, gold, I mean silver.
Or silver, that, yeah. For every silver. So you have, what, you lost 2, you lost 4, so you're down to 11 gold. Or 11 silver. I have to get used to that.
And then 1 silver is 1 minute?
For what you've been doing, yeah. But because you rolled max, it'll be 2 minutes.
It doesn't sound like it's beneficial for the price that it's worth after 2. So I'll keep it as 2.
So you get that one will last for 4 minutes. And you're down to 9 silver. Cool.
Perfect.
And after that, would you guys like to go and hunt a stag?
I do.
And you guys can take a rest if needs be. I think you all should be fine, though.
Short rest, yeah. I don't think we have time for a long rest.
I mean, you could, but you don't have to.
No, short rest should be fine.
Awesome. Hey, I think I totally forgot what the first potion was.
Potion of invisibility. 2 minutes invisible.
The second one?
The second one failed, but it was the deep sleep one.
All right.
And then the third one was the gaseous form for 4 minutes.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. So, you guys head out of the cabin, and the wolves are waiting for you. And you do jump 1 each. And she leads you to the forest, like full sprint again. At this point, it's starting to get dark in the forest. And a couple hours go by. You start seeing the moonlight come in. It changes that green hue in the sky to more of a blue hue. And she starts slowing down and they start sneaking. And she's like, before this whole calamity happened, it wasn't a dark stag. It was a stag made of light, and it brought peace to the valley. I never planned on hunting it, but I always planned on meeting it. I did one time when it was the Stag of Light, and it was here that it happened. And the forest opens up into a small clearing. And she's like, I will be here, but I cannot help. And she sneaks off into the woods. We'll open up the map. You see in front of you, the ground changes. There's no living foliage in front of you. The trees have died off. Nothing living can be seen in these dead parts. The sounds of the forest get quiet around here. What would you like to do?
Can I roll for investigate to use smell?
Yeah.
My fingers are getting stuck in the dice box, so I kind of stopped using them.
Yeah, you're fine. I use the digital ones. So you smell the scent of life is kind of being drained from this area. You do smell dirt, dry, sandy dirt, and dead bark and dead trees. You don't smell anything in front of you. Shinor, what do you think of this place?
Am I getting any feeling from these trees at all?
These
Or
trees are all dead. The ones in
Smells
front
like
of
a
you, like
funeral.
there's a few around, but the ones right in this area are all dead.
okay. So yeah, so I'm not very happy about it, but my character is understanding that this is a natural part of life, although this seems to be a bit more unnatural.
This part definitely feels unnatural.
So, so yeah, I do want I do feel like the sense of determination to like get down to the root cause of this, make sure it doesn't, try to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Cool. Where would you guys like to go?
And then so I'm gonna come up to the edge of it and cast basically just the same thing, the druid craft that I've been doing on the ground. Does that like have any? Is that just the normal effect, or is it like still weird?
The druid craft doesn't seem to affect the plants in this area.
Okay.
Something is definitely keeping these
Mm-hmm.
from having any sort of growth.
Can I investigate and look for tracks to see if I can track this?
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
15?
You see around the area not many tracks, but almost like something's been dragged. My pointer's not pointing. And you can see all these like little bit clear areas on this Looks like something's been dragged across them recently too. Like something moves around here pretty often.
I would like to go all sorts of stealth mode and start following those tracks.
They wander in every which direction, but the most recent does look like its heads back towards the back of this area.
Alright, well then I will, as quietly as possible, make my way back that way.
Cool. Roll stealth.
22.
Cool. Let me pull up their stats really fast. Cool. Yeah, you don't see any movement in the area.
Is it nighttime by now?
Yes, it is dark and bluish
Alright,
from the moon.
I'm gonna activate dark vision.
You don't have to activate that. That's just you.
It's just a thing you naturally have.
I don't know
It
these
just-
things. I thought I
Yeah,
gotta
it
announce
just-
it.
Just that you have it. Other than that, it's just
Yeah.
something you.
And there's still light from the moon, so it doesn't. It's not superly important, but
But it will be sometime. I mean,
mhm.
all right. What is Shinor doing?
I would be. So I'd be falling behind Shulk.
Cool. Go ahead and roll a stealth as well. Gonna let my dog in really fast.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
I rolled a nat 1 on my stealth.
Oh, I think that's perfect.
Let's get this over with. So, you hear in front of you.
Have I been playing Cepheus this whole time? Apparently?
You hear in front of you the crackling of twigs. Old, dead, dry twigs. And the rock that you see in front of you seems to stir. It's not that small, though. And turns up a moose-size creature. Lifts its head. It was before almost mimicking the dead rocks and twigs around it. But now that it's moving, you can see that it has the form of a giant deer covered in dead moss and foliage hanging off of its antlers and its face. Its face is also has no hair, and it is just bone. Underneath the eyes is just a dark abyss of blackness as it turns and creaks its head towards you and begins to stand up. Roll for initiative.
The lady we were talking to, she said that this used to be like a stag of light, right?
It was.
Is that something that I would have heard about before?
These are stags of light are like the white, they're well known. Probably, maybe even something that you've seen in the past. They're not. They're just
I'm
very.
interested.
They're just stags that are magical stags that are very very rare, like unicorn rare, and they're always in the deepest part of the forest. They're like guardians of the forest.
Those are some good ingredients. You should kill it.
Sorry, what was everyone's initiative?
13.
Even though I'm far away, do I still gotta roll?
Yep. Time when we roll initiative, time stops.
17.
And what was yours, Shinor?
16.
Cool. Sniff, Schnorr, Trolk. Awesome. So from a distance, Sniff, you see those rocks kind of rise up, and the antlers appear, and suddenly this what was it? They're called the hands when you measure something like this, like
Yeah.
15-hand stag stands up. You can see pieces of old moss and twigs falling off it, like it hasn't moved in days or weeks. What would you like to do first? So yeah, you can move your 35 feet. This is when you'd be preparing for fights.
So I got the trait and feature pack tactics.
So yeah,
I'm gonna.
when one of your teammates are right next to it, you'll have advantage on attacking it. But no one's right next to it right now.
All right. And I am going to move forward.
Oh, this is a big map. If you aren't going to do anything else, you can move another 35 feet. But if you're going to do something, yeah, you can move up to there. And that'll be just you sprinting there and not using any other objects. And then we'll just move on to Shinor.
So Shinor would so my natural like response things would be to probably see if there's a way that we could like restore it to be a stag of light again. So I am going. Can I do like a nature or perception check to see if I can see like if any part of it stands out to be the source of its like corruption?
Yeah. Do a perception check on it. Or investigation, whatever you want to do.
So it's just 10.
Something is familiar about it. Something you can't. It
I would
doesn't.
be coming around to down here to be
Yeah.
able to see them.
It doesn't quite click what you're seeing in this, but there's something about this. It doesn't quite fit like restoring it, but there is something noticeable about it. You just can't quite figure it out yet.
Snip thinks you should release its mortal body.
All right, the stag.
Folk's not going, or is the stag higher?
The stag got higher than Trolk.
Not surprising. Trope did not have a good initiative.
Everyone got really close. It was 17, 16, 14, 13. So, this stag readies itself, and you can hear like a clicking of bones, and everything like setting into place because it's been sitting for so long. And it opens up its mouth and roars. An awful sound that shouldn't be coming out of a deer like this. And it begins to run towards you guys. Oh, yeah, there we go. It is going to get to you, but it is not going to be able to attack.
Huzzah! But he does enter my range, which allows me to do a opportunity attack on him.
Awesome. Do
which
it.
is a 19 on the first attack.
That, I believe, will hit. Yes, that definitely hits.
And the
If
second
that
attack
opportunity requires them leaving your range,
He has
should not enter.
he has the
Polearm
ability.
Master. Polearm Master allows me to do it while they
Okay.
enter my range.
Okay.
And then my second attack is a 21, so they both hit.
Both hit.
17, 8, 9, 11 damage total as I slice and then backhand him.
Awesome.
And then it's my turn, yes? Because he can't do anything else. So I get...
Yes, it'll be your turn.
It's like
Did you
I
say
get
you
2
did
attacks.
2 opportunity attacks?
He has his pole arm can hit twice per attack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a slash. Polearm Master is kind of broken, and then I kind of built my guy slightly broken. 13 on the first attack.
That does not hit.
I don't think the other one's gonna hit. A 14 on the other attack.
It does not hit.
Okay.
Awesome.
Should we scream and run now?
No.
Anything else you'd like to do, bonus wise?
I will. No, no, but I will come up and start flanking it with my good old druid buddy.
Cool. Sniff. It is your turn again.
All right. I'm going to. Just a second. I don't have any of those ingredients or a catalyst. Can I do Potion of Bog?
You have a potion of bog.
Yes.
You can throw it. Or you can run as close as you can. And
I'm going to throw it at the tree. What is the radius for the potion?
you could hit the edge of... It's a 10-foot radius when it cracks. So if you just throw it like right here, it will not hit your friends, but will hit the stag.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Cool. I forgot what I decided for that bog potion.
Is it a necrotic?
I don't think it would be necrotic. Okay. It will...
Reduce speed.
So it will It'll do a Constitution saving throw. Where the ground around this, where this in this 10-foot circle, the ground becomes acidic and boggy. And he's going to do a Constitution saving throw, which will be your... What do you make? Your wisdom? What's your...
More intelligence.
Okay.
Dexterity is pretty high too.
He gets a +1. So he's going to fail. So roll 2d6. So that'll do 7 damage to him. As it splashes on him. And how many turns will that last? It lasts for a minute. So the ground is gross there for a minute. Let me hurry and draw a gross green circle. So if you guys go into that, you will have to deal with that as well.
Is it a 10-foot radius or a 10-foot diameter?
It said 10 foot. Well, it was a 10-foot diameter because that's what I said the splash was.
Is it always going to be 7 every round?
No, it'll be you'll roll for it every round. If someone,
Okay.
if he might try and move out of it. But if you go into it or your friends go in it, you'll have to roll to hurt them too. But you guys know it's there, so you probably won't go in there.
I'm gonna go right in there.
Shanor.
I still move.
Yeah, you
my only action.
you can still move. Awesome. Shanor.
So it's a lot closer to me now. Do I still not see it? Like roll again?
Roll. I guess it would be considered. You could do perception or history.
Okay. I will do history because I have proficiency in that. 17.
So looking closer at this thing's dead. This thing's really dead.
I couldn't tell.
There doesn't look like a way to restore it to what it was. But there are markings in the skull. The bottom half of the skull's kind of ripped off. Not the jaw, but like right below the nose. But the markings on it look really familiar because the mask of the lady that you met earlier, who's hiding in the trees, is the same. Looks like the same bone. Looks like the same markings. It's like they came from the same place. This creature is more connected to that woman or Cyrus than she really let on. They have really a stronger connection.
Okay.
And that's probably another reason why she can't see it for some reason. But Her mask and the skull of the creature are the same material, same markings.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I am going to activate my wild shape on my spores,
Okay.
and then they are gonna go after him, the stag.
Cool.
That's okay. What was that? Constitution saving throw?
He passed. You got a
Like
19.
passed away.
He passed away.
Or, so yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, he passed. 19. Anything else you'd like to do?
Oh wait, no. So I messed up. That's only I can only do that as a reaction.
Okay.
So I would just be activating the wild shape, and then that would be happening on its turn, which I
Okay.
believe is actually next. So
It
we'll
will be
just.
next.
I don't have anything else that I'm gonna do. So yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome. Well, it is his turn then.
Good luck, you guys.
I love how I have two screens, but I don't use both of them when I'm concentrating. All right. First attack will be against Shinor, as that's who it's facing. Shut up, cat.
Just wants fed.
Tell your cat I said hi.
Hey, bitch. Chorny says hi. Shinor does a 12 hit.
no.
And Trolk does a 17 hit.
Yes.
All right. So he gores his antlers at Shinor, but Shinor's focused on the head anyway, and so is able to dip and dive out of the way. But then it kicks back with its back hooves and hits Mr. Trolk with 9 piercing. And it will roll another Constitution saving throw. And pass.
It needs to do a dex saving throw. I'm going to use my thunderous rebuke against it.
Okay,
The creature hits me within 5 feet. It does a dex saving throw.
It fails.
So it takes 10 lightning damage.
Oh, what the hell?
You killed it?
Where'd it go?
Good session. It's 10:30. Time to call it.
Oh.
No, I want these to go on. Oh.
Look at my mighty thunder.
Hold on, Joe. That needs to be a little bit higher. It's in back.
Oh no, it moved down at the end of his turn.
Oh. Okay.
It rolled a Constitution and then backed out.
Okay.
It's not terribly stupid. Okay, now it is Trolk's turn, even though he just hit really hard.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Why is it at 28 all of a sudden?
The Trolk has hit it twice, and you hit it once, and all the points altogether were 28.
Oh, I thought it was going down, not up.
Oh, no, it's going up.
18 on
He
the first
doesn't want
attack.
us to know what its total health was,
That'll hit.
just how much we've done.
15 on the second.
That will just hit.
Perfect. Ooh, that's pretty.
It is 10:30, but I'm going to keep going.
19 total damage.
Damn.
Dang. It's 47.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
2,847.
It used to, when back before they updated it, it used to redo it every time,
Override.
but now it adds to it. So this guy's looking pretty beat up already after 2 turns. Low levels, man. It's fun. Sniff.
Can I do something spontaneous?
What, you can do anything you want to, my friend.
It's
Perfect.
D&D.
If it happens, we'll see.
Hi, Joe.
I'm going to use. Can I roll for like courage or inspiration? Would that be under?
This would. What are you trying to do?
Wait.
I'm gonna swallow a coin.
You're gonna swallow a coin. Okay. You don't have to roll to swallow a coin.
Okay, I'm gonna swallow 1 silver, and I'm going to take my dagger and I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna run into the outside of the bog. Like just right there.
Okay.
Does that put me in what is it called? Attack of opportunity?
You won't get an attack of opportunity until you leave, or it leaves yours. But
So
you
I
are
can
you are
enter?
you are close to that. You are in that range. So if you leave this, he will get an attack of opportunity on you.
Or you
All right,
could just be flanking.
I'm gonna use my dagger and spit the coin out. I'm gonna spit the coin out and use my dagger to just poke the deer underneath the stomach.
Okay. Yeah. Roll an attack on that.
Is that a 20?
Yeah, the 20.
12.
And I think with it's plus your dexterity modifier and your proficiency. So I believe that will be 15 or
Dexterity's
16.
14. Proficiency is +2.
Yeah, so you hit. So roll that. What is it? 1d4 plus 2.
1d4.
What am I doing?
Well,
You guys are-
that little pyramid one for damage. Roll that 1d4. Yep. So you're gonna do 3 damage to him.
All right. Am I out of moves, or can I do one last move?
That'll be out of moves. That would be your action. Later on, you'll get more better. You'll get better with your time. At higher levels, you'll be able to do more stuff on your turn.
Perfect.
But you did get in there. Oh, and you had advantage on that attack because of your pack tactics, but you hit it anyways. So roll one more d20 just to make sure you didn't get a crit.
Not funny.
You rolled better, but not any more damage. Cool. So now you're surrounded. This dear Shanor. It is your turn.
Okay, I am going to see. So I'll use my scimitar
Shy,
and
I tried to play
try
with you the
to.
other day, but you
So I'm
didn't join
gonna
my
be going
game.
for the horns.
Sorry, what was that?
So I'm using my scimitar to go and attacking the horns.
You're trying to specifically go for the horns?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I guess it's normal roll because you're at advantage right now.
That is my
Unfortunately,
second nat one in a row.
unfortunately,
Well, and not the second nat one in a row, but had my
it's
stealth that started all this, and then
it's still got its eyes on you, and as it's turning to go to look at Sniff,
Sup, Joe?
you swung your sword and it just glanced off the antler. Didn't do any damage. And it is his turn now.
Am I gonna get fucking impaled?
I'm gonna activate my spores on him again. So, Constitution saving throw.
Cool. He will fail that time.
So that is 2d4 because my spores are active. 5 damage.
We are just finishing this battle, and then we will be done, and then I will run down to the bar. I'm sorry. It's going a little bit longer than expected.
I'm still not there.
Do you want to come pick me up? Do you remember where I live? Sorry, did you finish your attack? I, for some reason, didn't hear.
Yeah. It was 5 damage
Okay,
for the
cool.
spores.
Awesome. So you guys have hurt this thing, and it's not looking happy about it. I need everyone to do a dexterity saving throw.
Almost
D20?
rolled the wrong dice.
A d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
13.
21.
13 also.
Okay. So Trolk sees this kind of movement happening and is able to step back a little bit as this thing goes full rodeo, starts waving its head around and kicking backwards. But unfortunately, Shanor and Sniff do not notice that coming
I'm walking there. I've already started drinking.
and are hit. Both of you are going to take 11 piercing damage as the antlers hit both of you.
I'm close than you.
What does that mean if my armor class is 13?
You'll still this since you rolled for that dexterity, this goes through that, so you just take that. So you're down to 14 or 4 health. And I don't know what Shanor's max health is, but he's probably pretty low too.
It was 17, but I had 8 temporary hit points from my wild shape. So, from my spores.
So you're down to like
that
14 now?
Yeah. And my spores are no longer powered up.
Cool. Trolk,
Yup.
you're up.
Alright. I'm gonna step back in and try
Okay,
and
I will be there
16
soon.
on the first attack.
That'll hit.
9 on the second.
That will not hit.
7 damage.
Cool. So at this point, it slumps over, and its unearthly breathing is starting to get really hard. It lays down, and it's dying. Out of the trees, Cirrus appears and comes running up.
That useless bitch.
And leans into this creature and says, I am sorry. I'm sorry that this came to you, this curse. I'm sorry that this had to happen. And leans in, and their masks clink together, and she fades out of existence. And he also fades out of existence. They're two halves
That
of
lying bitch.
that two
So much for can't.
that the two halves of the mask meld into each other, and the mask clinks against the ground next to a shiny silver key.
We shall pick up the key. And I would also like to look around this area for anything interesting or worthwhile to pick up.
I'm assuming you're taking the mask as well.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up the mask and the key and then go searching for loots.
Cool. Roll an investigation check.
Okay. 13.
Walking around here, it's very... There's not much here.
Okay.
As physical
Did their
things.
passing have any effect on the terrain?
Roll a nature check.
Twenty-one.
Um,
21.
so Shinor walks around, feeling the life of the trees, see if that made any difference, and casts the druid craft. And very faintly sees a change in the plant that he casts it on. It holds on to it, not like it was before. Before it just wouldn't even touch it. A little bit of life pulls into that plant, and you can tell that this place will be fine. It'll grow back. It'll take a little time, but it'll grow back.
So I actually going to
Salvage.
cast Produce Flame, and I'm going to burn this large middle tree so that so that the plants can then later use the ashes from it as nutrients.
Cool.
So, and obviously taking the natural precautions.
Yeah.
So, and by also casting Create or Destroy Water to basically soak the surrounding plant life to make sure it doesn't just spread into a giant forest fire.
Cool. What were you doing, Sniff?
Can Sniff still collect any of that bog in any of his flasks?
Yeah, it's still there. It was there for a minute, so after the whole disappearing people thing, you were able to pick up a good portion of it and put it in a flask. It'll be easy to do.
I'm just gonna reduce that into a file.
Okay. At this point, your respective wolves pop out of the trees. Patches and the other two that you've been riding.
There's no hair around its mane because of where I'm gripping it.
And they seem to be waiting for you to take you somewhere. Which we were going to end here. Whoa. My Albert just wigged out.
I think I did more damage to it when it wasn't my turn than when it was my turn.
So something with that, I'm pretty sure that you only are going to supposed to be getting the 1 damage because with the Polar Master, it does say that you use your bonus action to do the second hit, which you don't have out of turn
No, let me find it because I have it pulled up.
unless it's a part of your actual weapon, which would be different.
Yeah, no, the polar. Okay,
I
polar
figured
master.
it was part of your Polar Master feat.
Yeah, so when you take the attack action and attack with only a glaive, halberd, or spear, you can use a bonus action to make a melee
Yeah.
attack with the opposite end
Mhm.
of the action.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was just part of the. I didn't know it was part of the bonus action. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I thought it was part of the attack action.
Yeah, that felt really broken, so I looked it up and so
But yeah,
it gives
I
bonus
do.
action for that second hit. So which also means that you can only do that second end of it, the hit once per turn, even when you can attack multiple times per turn, because you still only have the 1 bonus.
Yeah.
All right. We will end here. We are
I was
back
gonna
at...
ask if I could craft 1 potion to test something out.
Yeah. What kind of
Um,
potion would you like?
I would like to craft a potion of yes, sir.
What does that potion do?
I'm glad you asked. A harmful potion. The components potions override your judgment and critical thinking, making it child's play to manipulate you. Instead of both potions' effects, you are charmed by all creatures able to speak your language for 1 day.
That might be too expensive at this moment for you. Because that's a lot of magic being put into that potion.
Mhm.
All right. I'm good from there.
But remember that, because you're going to be getting... She wasn't lying about having a cache of silver for you.
I just
And
want a freaking good boy.
I know. But we will talk about that next time, because I got to get going.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
I had fun. Thank you guys.
Mhm. Yep. Thank you
Yeah,
for the
fun.
session, Joe.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited. I'm trying to make sure that we do this in 10 sessions or 10 to 15 and not pull it out to do a very long session like our other or a long campaign like our other one. So every time I'm writing the stories, I'm like, oh yeah, we can do this and this and this and this. And I'm like, no, Joe, stick to the main
side
story.
stories.
Stick to that main story. All right. Well, we will start here next time. You will find treasure and plot points, and wolves will be waiting to take you to your next destination, and possibly one of them might hang out with you a little bit longer.
I have no fur on it by the time it's done with this.
And we will see you next week, but probably before then, because I hang out with all of you online all the time.
Yep.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
I
See ya.